We're super busy with our schedule. As artists, we go through so much stress. You know, every little thing we stress about, our working hours, the exposure to the light, everything. So it takes effort. You know, you really have to take care of yourself, not just by eating, not just by working out, but really making an effort and protecting your skin from all these elements. I'm a super obsessed person about skin and taking care of your health, and so actually that's how I got Bonds. I was at an event, I was talking about BB cream, and it's like, perfect siya. So yes, that's how I take care of myself. I make sure that I wash my face, I moisturize, I protect from the UV rays, and I hydrate.
So your specific daily routines include?
Yes, I wash, may foaming facial wash, and Bonds, and whitening. Para syempre kung ano man yung mga uneven skin tone, nagagawa naman para done. Second, I put, of course, the Pond's Dewy Rose Gel. And then to set put my makeup on, I use BB cream kasi may conduit coverage siya. And at the same time, it also evens the skin tone, and then may lightens din yung mga black spots.
Ilang years ka na? Ilang years ka na nagtatake?
It's my third year. The Pond's? Third year.
So, prior to endorsing the brand, I mean, what was your connotation, when you in your early 20s and your teens, what was your connotation of beauty, and prior, before you learned all of these specific
other things that you needed to do?
Yeah.
Actually, that was true, because before, when you're young, you take for granted already. Actually, there's so many things that you take for granted when you're young, and that's probably your skin, mostly foremost, kasi you're under the sun, like tanning ka pa, I used to surf pa before, my gosh, those days are over. But, yeah, so, for me, it was really parang, just enjoying life. And when you enjoy life, you become happy, and you light up like a light bulb, So for me, that was what beauty was, somebody that was jolly, outgoing, spontaneous. But I didn't know that there was so much more to that.
So I suppose yung pagsasurf mo, one of the things you regret doing?
Yeah, not that I regret, but I wasn't really taking care of my skin. I wasn't using much sunblock, and so when you're under the sun for how many hours, syempre, all these melasmas and all these uneven skin tones and the heat itself, it damages your skin. So I wasn't so much aware. But if I had this wisdom now at that age, well, that would have been perfect.
Kailan ka naging conscious talaga?
When I started to kind of be closer to 30, my friends and I, we were saying, it's time to really take care of yourself, not just your skin, but work out, eat right. So, yeah, maybe when I was mga 26, 27, that's when talagang, okay, medyo obsessed na ako. I have to start now. Because prevention is really what's important.
Shift na ako. You mentioned kasi workout. Nakikita ko sa Instagram mo, palagi kayo nag-run sa
Yes.
Kailan siya nag-start, and paano ka na-motivate?
I've always been very active naman, actually. Pero yung talagang consistent. Siguro mga 7 months ago. 7-8 months ago na talagang na-addict ako sa pagtatakbo. I used to do boxing, Zumba, all these things, yoga from time to time. But it was the adrenaline whenever I would run. And I really saw how parang I was, yung stamina ko, yung strength ko, nabibuild up siya. So, I would really make an effort to wake up at 4:30, run at 5:15, so I could go to work. Yeah.
So, who influences you?
Actually, it was Sandra Angeles.
Okay, akala ko si Chiz.
Hindi, ako nag-influence sa kanya. So, now, super changed lifestyle siya. He sleeps on time. Ako rin, I sleep on time. I have 8 hours ang pinaka-konti ko. Even if I sleep at 8 p.m.
So, follow me?
Yeah.
Because may taping?
Well, now, kasi I'm lucky kasi for the past 7 months, I just finished my movie and my soap. So, parang na-normalize yung schedule ko. So, we'll have to talk again after a few more months when I have a soap, how I'm gonna do it.
Heart, you mentioned kanina na Chiz brings out the real woman in you. What do you mean by that?
I've matured a lot. I mean, 2 years ago, I wasn't who I am today. I look at things differently, even when it comes to sad to say, mga shopping, mga ganyan, or saving your money, really thinking about the future, your security, my planning life talaga, that I had to organize. And all of a sudden now I'm super OC when it comes to taxes, money, accounting, ganyan. What I buy, what goes out, what comes in, those little things. Reality. He introduced me to the reality of this world. He also helped with me, like watching, like he has kids. So as like, parang for me, that was something not everybody would experience. So in the beginning, I was having a hard time how I could adjust, how I could be me, how I could still be very childlike in front of kids, real kids. So I had to mature a lot. I had to understand deeper and widen my, or I mean, how do I say this? Parang really like age overnight to accept and understand everything that I had to go through, and that made me into a better person. I'm patient, you know. May mas higit pa pala sa dogs. Kasi priority ko dogs lang eh. All of a sudden, other elements na iba. So I really had to mature overnight, but it made me into a better person. That's like what I said kanina.
So far, so masasabi ba na most beautiful story mo ngayon ang
Yeah,
with Chiz?
it was actually the perfect time nga eh, because I really went through a major transformation when it comes to me as a young lady to who I am today. I really went through a lot when it was about my parents, independence, doing things on your own, learning how to say no, self-worth, everything. It all happened at the same time, and it didn't crack me or it didn't bother me. I just woke up and I was changed permanently. I was a different person.
Your latest beautiful story, the engagement.
I know, the
I'm sure
engagement.
maraming nainggit.
Hindi naman sa nainggit, pero nagalit. Worse, di ba? But you know, that's life. That's showbiz. That's politics. People will always say, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So you have to remind yourself to choose your battles. And you have to remind yourself to love yourself and enjoy, and to remember that I deserve this. Finally, I can be intensely happy, you know. So yeah, you just have to learn how to then man enjoy the moment.
Pero hard after that, parang good news follows, no, di ba?
Yeah.
Your mom.
So parang unexpected siya. So everything talaga happens for a reason. Perfect timing din lahat.
So, would you say na hard, si
Everything.
Chiz, parang naging way patch things up with it?
I think it made us all mature in a way. They had to understand that that's life, that you have to sometimes let go. Kasi if hindi rin siya dumating sa buhay ko, it'll be the same story over and over again. And I had to make a choice, you know. And so I guess, ano yan, may reason talaga ang lahat ng bagay.
You're very vocal about your dad kasi because the one person, parang in your past interviews, you were really more concerned yung relationship mo ng dad mo. So, when you two were able to, finally iron things out, how big was the burden of na-take off from you? Kasi later on kasi yung mom mo eh.
Big talaga because, we only live once, and who knows, maybe if there's a next life, you won't get the same set of parents again, so you want to make the most out of the time that you have with each other. And my dad is 71, 72, and I couldn't anymore take one more day that I couldn't see him. Tapos lagi pa ako nangungulila, like ko siya namimiss, like ko siya iniisip, kahit saan naman ako magpunta, siya naaalala ko. And so it was so important for me to be okay with him because he's my dad. So malaki talaga yung naging difference niya when naging okay kami. Okay in a sense that sometimes you have to just agree to disagree. You may not be on the same page, you may not believe in the same things, but you set that aside because I'm the only one that can understand how the system in our family works, So, once na-settle namin yon, then everything else will follow. Chiz will eventually follow. in Jesus' name. But he'll eventually follow. But what's important is they gave us their blessing that I can move on to the next chapter of my life. And that for me and for them is already a big step, and I'm super duper thankful and grateful, and I appreciate that gesture. And I hope that the next, at the end of the time, will follow.
Heart, I'm curious lang.
Yes.
Ito ba yung first marriage proposal?
Yes, it is.
And ano yung naging expectation mo with your relationship with Chiz? Ni-expect mo na ba na sooner he will propose to you?
Well, we were talking about that, how we found each other, and that, in any relationship naman that you enter, you think that you wish you would end up with this person. But this was really the pinaka-serious relationship I've ever had, and he was very vocal to me how he wanted to marry me. But after Paris, kasi medyo ganun na yun eh. Lahat ng taas yung, she's getting engaged, you're getting engaged, get your nails done, ganyan. And then it didn't happen. So I was like, medyo na-upset ako. Medyo magkakopya. Yes. But, so after that, I totally let it go. I was just enjoying the moment. I didn't allow it to pressure me. But I didn't know he did it on purpose. He really was already planning this months ago. Kasi we already planned this, parang little trip with my friends. Matagal na. So, so it was better because I didn't expect. I was wearing slippers, diba? Usually, I'm a heel girl eh. So, medyo big thing siya, nakachinelas ako. But it was so spontaneous, and it was so sincere, and it was just, wow, life-changing talaga siya.
Do you think nahirapan siya na planuhin yung proposal niya?
Yes, I gave him a really hard time. Kasi inaaway ko siya. Dahil he's so busy na with his work, and then parang we were there, and he was always gone. He'll make us headed to some house, and we eat lunch, and 3 hours, hindi pa dumalatis. Magbanding pa tayo dito. So I was really like, what are you doing? Why are you always gone? So gumigive up na siya sa akin. Then he said that he was this close, But, he passed.
Now that you're engaged, ano nang plano?
So magiging busy na ba?
I think, I'm starting. So, ngayon pa lang siya nagsisink in. Madami nagtatanong ng mga pictures, ng dates, ng sino gagawa ng gown.
You have one na ba?
Wala pa akong idea. Nagdoon pa lang kami sa planning stage kung saan talaga, kung kailan ba talaga, kung sino pupunta. But one thing's for sure, we want it very intimate, very private, and then we want one big party here in Manila na reception na lahat talaga invited. Pero yung sa moment na yun, we want it very, just the two of us, maybe far away so we could get away from reality and pause time, and we could really just lock that moment na na-enjoy namin dalawa yun. And also because with the situation with my parents, I'm very vocal about, I don't want to also parang shove it in their face, We want to be very sensitive about it.
But are they going to be
We will see. Pero yung time, meron tayong 6 months para magdubi na.
You've said kasi that it's parang in your interview last Saturday, you said that one step at a time muna. And one of the one step at a time that you said, is that you brush up with your mom. Now, my other question is, hindi mo ba inasal sila Novi at si Alex when you found out that's kakuntsaba pala nila silang
Hindi naman. Super na-appreciate ko. Kaya pala sila hindi nagpapakita sa akin for the longest time. Kasi natatakot sila baka madulos sila sa akin. In fact, nung gabi nun, my other close friend Arnold, nagtampo pa sa may ibang friends ko kasi he was the only one that didn't know. Kasi we're always together pag work. So, nagtampo pa siya because how come he felt left out? But it was so hard. They really had a hard time planning. But in the end, it was really all worth it.
Sorry, last two questions.
Meron kasi usap-usapan na on your birthday daw yung plan.
Sana. But the original is actually 15. Para 15-15, I turned 30. So that was the original plan. But if it's on Feb, then that's perfect then. But I wanted also kasi tinitipid ako ni Chiz eh. Gusto niya one day para one gift lang lahat. So, pinag-uusapan pa namin yun.
What about Senator Miriam? You've said that you will plan to talk to her.
Yes, I still haven't talked to her because she's super busy.
But she will definitely, hopefully she'll be part.
Hopefully she'll be part of it.
Because we all know that she was the one who sort of started the love story.
She really did start
the love story.
So, sana nandun siya.
How public yung yung wedding mo? Will there be a media coverage?
Well, of course, there'll be a coverage, there will be a videographer, but I'm not sure yet if I want it as special. Parang, buhay ko, soap opera pa yung ano ko. Diba, wedding ko. Saka na lang yun. But, for sure, I'll share it with my fans. I mean, I am a public figure and that's part of their lives too, diba? To inspire them and get them kilig. So, why not? But, for me to have a hope, parang a special or whatever, that's something I really have to think about. But as of now, it's a no.
I'll take this opportunity. You may or may not answer. Kasi may lumalabas na parang sa bali scene daw kayo and then may na-bump off daw na couple dahil daw sa iyo.
Actually, I think it's really unfair. Kasi, ano ko ba sagutin?
But you heard
I think it's unfair that parang there are people that go on Facebook and the way they say it na parang they know all the details. There's no truth to it. And I think that's the best way that I could answer. In fact, if they really want to look into it, go ahead and ask Balisin because we're not like that, you know. This is the best day of our lives. I'm a bride-to-be, she's a bride-to-be. Who would do that to any bride-to-be, right? So there's no truth to it. And I hope ma-iron nila out because you wouldn't want anybody sad on the day that you're supposed to be happy too.
Okay, thanks.